You started manifesting. You did everything right. You visualized, you scripted, you believed with everything you had. And then your life fell apart. The relationship you thought was solid suddenly ended. The job you counted on disappeared. The friendship you trusted collapsed without warning. The money you were calling in dried up instead. And now you're sitting here in the wreckage wondering what went wrong. Did I do this? Did I cause this? Did I manifest the exact opposite of what I wanted? If that is where you are right now, do not close this video, because what is happening to you has a name, and it is not failure. It is not punishment. It is not proof that manifestation does not work for you. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what is actually happening and why this might be the most important phase of your entire journey. Here is what nobody in the manifestation space warns you about. When you begin to truly shift your internal state, when your subconscious mind starts to accept a new identity and a new frequency, your external reality has to reorganize to match. This is not optional. This is how manifestation actually works beneath the surface. And the old structures, the relationships that were built on the old you, the job that fit the old identity, the friendships that matched your previous frequency, they cannot survive the new signal you are broadcasting. They have to collapse. Not because you did something wrong, but because they no longer match who you are becoming. They were built for someone you no longer are. And the universe is clearing them out to make room for what actually belongs in your new life. This is the part of manifestation that nobody puts in the highlight reel. You see the success stories everywhere. Manifested $10,000 in a week, got the text from my ex in 3 days, landed my dream job out of nowhere. And you expected your journey to look like that. Smooth, magical, exciting. But real transformation, the kind that changes your identity at the deepest level, rarely looks like the highlight reel. It looks like destruction first. It looks like confusion. It looks like loss that makes no logical sense. It looks like the terrifying feeling that you made everything worse. But here's the truth that most people never understand. The collapse is not a sign your manifestation failed. The collapse is often a sign your manifestation is working. Your old reality is crumbling because it cannot hold the new version of you. The foundations were built for someone you no longer are, and they have to break apart before something aligned can take their place. Think about it this way. You've been living in a house built on old beliefs, lack, scarcity, unworthiness, not enough. Every relationship in your life was built on that foundation. Every job, every pattern, it all fit together because it all matched the same frequency. Now you start to change. You start to shift your subconscious programming. You start to embody a new identity, and suddenly the house does not fit anymore. The walls crack. The structure shakes. Things that seemed stable for years start falling away. This is not destruction. This is renovation. But when you're standing in the middle of it, surrounded by dust and debris, it does not feel like progress. It feels like failure. It feels like you broke something that was working, but it was not working. It was just familiar. Familiar and aligned are not the same thing. Here is where most people make the mistake that costs them everything. They feel the collapse and they panic. They assume they did something wrong. They abandon the new frequency and crawl back to the old identity because at least it was predictable. They stop the process right in the middle, and they never know how close they actually were. They spend the rest of their lives wondering why manifestation worked for everyone else, but not for them, never realizing they quit 3 steps before the breakthrough. The universe was not punishing you. It was answering you. You asked for a new life, and the old one started clearing out to make room. But because nobody warned you this would happen, you interpreted the clearing as a sign to stop. You thought the destruction meant you were on the wrong path, when it actually meant you were finally on the right one. But here's what nobody talks about. The subconscious mind does not process change the way your conscious mind does. Your conscious mind can decide to change in an instant. I want abundance. I am worthy. I deserve better. But your subconscious has been running the old programs for decades. It does not shift because you decided to shift. It shifts when it receives a new signal at the frequency level. And when that new signal is strong enough, when the subconscious actually begins to accept the new programming, the external reorganization begins. Not gently, not smoothly, but completely. Everything that does not match has to go. This is why sound frequency becomes essential during this phase, not as a magic fix, but as an anchor. When your external world is falling apart, your nervous system is in chaos, fear, anxiety, the constant loop of questioning whether you made a mistake. And in that state, it is almost impossible to hold the new frequency. You start to slip back into the old patterns just to feel safe again. And the moment you slip back, the collapse pauses and the old reality stabilizes. Not because you fixed it, but because you stopped the transformation. Specific sound frequencies calibrated to guide your brain into stable, receptive states can anchor your nervous system when everything external is unstable. They keep you grounded in the new frequency, even when your circumstances are screaming at you to go back. They give your subconscious a consistent signal to hold on to while the old reality finishes collapsing and the new one begins to form beneath the surface. This is not about forcing positivity when you are in pain. It is about staying anchored in the new identity long enough for the external world to catch up, long enough for the renovation to complete. So if you are in this phase right now, here's what I need you to understand. You did not break anything. You did not manifest wrong. You triggered a reorganization, a clearing, a necessary ending of everything that was built on the old foundation. And the only way out is through. Not back to the old, through to the new. The people who make it through this phase are not the ones who never felt the fear. They are the ones who felt it and stayed anyway, who trusted the process even when they could not see the outcome, who understood that the collapse was not the end of the story. It was the middle. You are in the middle right now. And the middle is the hardest part because you have left the old shore, but you cannot yet see the new one. You are in open water. Every instinct tells you to swim back, but the new shore is closer than you think. And if you turn around now, you will never know what was waiting for you. Stay the course. Keep your frequency stable. Let the old structures finish falling. And trust that what comes next was always meant to be built on something stronger. You are not failing. You are becoming. Tell me in the comments, what has collapsed in your life since you started this journey? I read every single one.